Hello, my name is Angie Galindo, and today I'm going to be speaking to you on enforcing school uniforms in all public schools. As of today, only 20% of all public schools have adopted uniform mandates, 10% of which is high schools. Most of these schools switched to uniforms on the basis of safety, with positive results flowing according to individual district data. Today, I will persuade you to be in favor of mandatory school uniforms for the benefit of the children and for the parents. Firstly comes the issue of fashion trends. No longer will children be stressed with wanting to fit in the latest fashion trends or name brands. No more comparison of wealth among students based on clothing. Bullying, due to lack of keeping up with trends, will minimize, confidence will increase. And no more expectations on what each clique should wear or look like. People will be basing off who they should be hanging out with based on how they dress and how they look. People will be worried about having to buy the newest name brands and the newest trends in order to associate and fit in with specific groups. With uniforms, this will no longer be necessary and everyone will be put on the same playing field. Dress codes. Dress codes will become much more fair, simple, and standard. No more dress do's and don'ts. Boys and girls are treated equally and fairly. No more long mornings deciding what to wear, and no more targeting young girls on how they dress. In high school, most of the girls in my school were dress coded much more than the boys were, for their specific pants being too tight, for jeans being ripped, for shorts and skirts being too short, dresses being too short, too much cleavage being shown, shoulders being shown. Boys never really got dress coded for anything other than ripped jeans, and it was very biased, and we could tell, and I'm sure most of you as well have had the same experiences. Not only this, but there's convenience. No longer is there the pressure to buy a new wardrobe every year according to what grade you're in and how popular you need to be that year. Uniforms are designed to last for years. I remember my cousins also went to private schools where uniforms were enforced. They could have the same uniforms for years at a time and pass those uniforms down to their siblings as well, and it would last them much longer. Money is saved knowing when and what to buy at the beginning of each year. Schools will provide information to each parent and each guardian, letting them know when it is the correct time to buy, which colors, and what kind of uniforms they'll be having for that year. School uniforms also cover various options for warm and cold weather. So not only are there shorts and skirts, there's also longer skirts, pants, stockings, bulkier shoes, sweaters, jackets, and more. Uniforms also improve concentration in schools and minimize concentration in an image, and rather than their image, increases their concentration in academics and extracurriculars. Children will focus more on their character rather than their image, so they'll focus more on being a good person, having manners, studying hard, and filling out the requirements for college rather than what they look like, who they're fitting in with, if their clothes are up to style, what they look like to their teachers and to others following the dress code. Those will no longer be a worry. This also gives children the strong sense of unity, equality, and professionalism. Both men and women will be facing the same scrutiny. Both men and women will be faced with equality and fairness, and a sense of professionalism will be given to the children once they're figuring out that they have to dress a certain way and look a certain way in order to express their professionalism in school. Uniforms also improve safety across many campuses. If wearing school uniforms and school colors, children can immediately be recognized as members of that community, and guests can be identified as members not of that community. For example, if students go on field trips, it is much easier to spot a child when they're wearing a uniform or school colors rather than someone who is not. So it's much easier to make sure that they are within reach, that they are close enough to be able to be seen, and that they don't get lost. Studies also show that muggings go down by 50%, and sexual offenses are reduced by 74% with the use of uniforms. In conclusion, I believe it is very important to enforce school uniforms. Fashion in schools will no longer hurt a child's confidence or self-esteem. Dress codes will be fairly and equally implemented, and uniforms are cheap, long-lasting, and convenient. Unity in clothing creates a sense of professionalism and increases concentration on academics and character. Uniforms are statistically proven to increase student safety. Do you think we should have school uniforms?